Last question. Which team do you expect to make a deeper run in the playoffs after acquiring new pieces to their roster? The Los Angeles Clippers or the Phoenix Suns? The Los Angeles Clippers that acquired players such as Russell Westbrook, Bones Hyland, Eric Gordon, and Mason Plumlee. The Suns acquired Kevin Durant, T.J. Warren, Terrence Ross, and Darius Beasley. I'll start with you, Justin.
Well, I think that was the easiest question. It has to be the Phoenix Suns. You just acquired Kevin Durant. Like the Clippers, who was the best player that they acquired? Russell Westbrook. No slander to Russell Westbrook. He's just not Kevin Durant. Like, so I just think the Suns will finish with a better record than the Clippers. I think the duo of Kevin Durant and Devin Booker will play better in the playoffs than Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. And personally, I think if they were to match up, Monty Williams will outcoach Tyronn Lue. That's just my personal opinion. Yes, I'm just riding with them. I'm talking about Kevin Durant. Do we have to go back to the famous video of him? I'm Kevin Durant, bro. Like I'm Kevin Durant. Like
Why am I Kevin Durant?
yeah. So I'm gonna have to ride with them to go on a deeper playoff run this year. They are favored to win it all now.
Jalen.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a good question though. Damn. I'm gonna go with the Los Angeles Clippers because I feel they are I know everybody says it, but they're a deeper team, and I feel like especially in the playoff series, with what I've seen in the from Ty Lue, he definitely makes quick adjustments and adjust lineups. Like if need be, if per se like Zubac is providing them disadvantages, he won't play the whole series, and he'll make sure like he's having a lineup out there to win him games. More so, I don't feel that's the same thing on the Suns end. I feel like they have to live or die by the same lineup. Especially too, I don't trust Chris Paul at this point because I'm not gonna lie, the past two the past two times I've seen him in the playoffs, he kind of as the playoffs wind down and down, he kind of digress and digress and digress. So, especially this is another year going into it, so I don't really trust Chris Paul, at the helm. Doing this, I do believe like Kevin Durant and Devin Booker is gonna hold the fort down. It's more so my biggest question mark is just Chris Paul and what he's gonna perform as. If Chris Paul is Chris Paul, no doubt about it, I had the Phoenix Suns way over the Clippers, but I don't know. I feel like that's the biggest question mark for me. And then their depth is not. Their depth is like they have Terrence Ross, Josh Okogie's been big, and Bismack Biyombo's off the bench. Like I said though, but like if Chris Paul's not playing, their backup point guard and like the backup guard, Cameron Payne, but I don't really trust that aspect of it though. Going deep into a playoff run.
But but hold on. I'm just trying to figure out what the question was. I thought you said based off the recent moves that the teams made. I didn't hear you mention any of the moves that they made. You're talking about you're saying things that we know already.
Yeah, but based off the moves that made, but they're entire and it's about like the fit too. Like, yeah, Kevin Durant is on there, but still, like the roster as a whole is still not complete. Like to me, like
But have you seen
they
Kevin
have
Durant
Terrence
go to,
Ross on the bench, but after the moves that they made, you feel me? The
but
team as
have
a whole
but
still.
have you seen Kevin Durant go to a team and they got worse?
Yeah, I'm not saying they're gonna be worse, but I'm saying for a deep run, like the Phoenix Suns for a deep run, I don't know if
But
I
you know
would.
that all the players that the Clippers just recently acquired, if you put them all together, that's not Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is a top 5 player in NBA, well, in NBA right now, and arguably top 10 NBA history. So I
Yeah,
don't see.
but like I said, like their lineup, they have to live or die by that line. The Clippers have way more. Just if Bones Highland is favored, he could go inside the line. They don't have that many options. Like they
Right,
have
you
to live or
can say,
die by certain lineups.
yeah,
Like
but
they
you
have
can
way
say
more versatility.
but you can say it's one lineup. But talk about that lineup. You're talking about Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and then ran by CP3 with DeAndre Ayton down low. So you can't just say that's the one. That one lineup is arguably the most deadly lineup in the league, even though we have not seen it yet. So I'll give you
Yeah,
that on that pause the cause. I would like to still see them play, but just on paper, I don't see how I don't really see the comparison.
Yeah, but like I said, they had. I feel like the Clippers at any point, any lineup that they make is can win. Play like I feel everybody on the team is equipped for the playoff table. Everybody has experience. Everybody has everything. Like there's no questions about what you're gonna get out of. Like, well, there is questions about what you're gonna get out of Paul George, and there's questions about Westbrook. But at need be, I feel like Ty Lue will make certain adjustments to where I'm not gonna play you these certain amount. Your minutes are gonna go. I seen it. Like your minutes are going to go to team. I've seen Pat Bev not play playoffs. I've seen it. Like he makes those tough decisions. Like, bro, you're not going to play the series.
But
But then,
what have you
like,
seen
you
from
play.
the Clippers over? So since Paul George and Kawhi Leonard signed to this Clippers team, what have you seen from them in the playoffs that have you more confident than the Phoenix Suns? Like, what have you seen?
The adjustments, like I said, especially with.
But they haven't won anything.
But I said, like in the playoffs, when they're down 2-0 or anything, Ty Lue's not scared to bench like their sixth man. They're not. He's not scared to do those tough things, which other coaches I feel are tough to do. They have to. You feel me? Oh, we're he's been on. So we have to stick. No, like Ty Lue's like we're gonna win this series, and I don't care if you're gonna be on the bench or anything. I'm gonna win this series, and it's proven. Like they've been down 2-0. He's won series twice down 2-0. So it's like he knows what to do in certain points.
I have nothing else to say.
Uh, all right. So for
And
this,
like I'm saying, I'm
I'm
not
gonna have
saying like they're a better team. I'm just saying built for a deeper playoff, like
But
a
no,
deep
right,
playoff run.
right. You're taking that last part.
I'm gonna
Almost
go
taking
for
what
that.
you said. Right, I understand that last part deeper, but I'm almost taking the first part you said with the recent moves that they made. So I'm factoring in them getting Kevin Durant and then prior to them to having Kevin Durant. So the moves that the Clippers made, even though they're not bad moves, I don't think none of that equals up to a team getting Kevin Durant. Because if you switch them and Kevin Durant just hypothetically went to the Clippers and the Suns got those pieces, then what are we talking about? I feel like when a team gets level type of player of a Kevin Durant on that type of level, that just shifts the whole board. Period. Every NBA team right now is waiting to watch the Phoenix Suns this Wednesday when Kevin Durant comes back, alongside the Clippers, because that's possibly a first round matchup.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm just making sure that's talked about.
Uh, y'all both made great points, but for this one, I gotta lean towards just the Clippers. I just feel like with this team, they definitely did get some depth. They answered the questions with their big man rotation. They added another big man off the bench with Mason Plumlee. I feel like with this Suns team, I just see not even a Suns team. This mostly like a Chris Paul team. I just see them do bait shit too much time. I see Chris Paul like do something, whether it's injury or just a player that's been up 2-0 and had a chance to actually win or close out a series before and just don't do it. I don't know. It's just something with a Chris Paul team. Whether you're up 2-0 in the finals or you're up 2-0 against Dallas last year or just feel me or just a nagging injury that keeps you out of a playoff series. I just feel like something that just holds them back. I know they got Kevin Durant, but I just feel like just the roster depth too, to what Jalen Point made, is just there's some question marks within it. Like, can Cameron Payne be consistent enough on his bench on like a 6-man role? We seen Terrence Ross, but when's the last time we really seen Terrence Ross in the playoffs? I just feel like just leaning more so towards Kevin Durant is just like it's not like really a recipe for just success all the way. We got to see how well he plays off an injury. Mind you, Kevin Durant's always going to be Kevin Durant. That's one thing that I'll never question. He's always going to show up and ball. But I just feel like they just have a little bit more question marks than the Clippers. I know the Clippers just like, we just seen them their recent 2 games. But I feel like when it comes down to playoff time, who your guys are, who you have off the bench. You still got guys like Rob Covington, Norman Powell, Marcus Morris. You could make those adjustments to what Jalen was saying. I definitely have seen Tyronn Lue make adjustments going back to, their run to the conference finals where they played a Utah team and they were getting killed with Zubac on the floor, and they decided to go small ball, and then next they end up winning a series, having Terrence Mann close out games with 39 points. I feel like with Tyronn Lue, he has that veteran experience, that coaching, winning a championship within Cleveland, just knows what it takes, knows just the adjustments you got to make off the fly, see what works in what series. And right now, right now it's a 4-5 matchup. We'd be looking at the Clippers versus Suns series. I just feel like with this Suns team, I feel like you got to give it time to get acclimated to what they're gonna do. Who they're gonna have on the floor, which bench pieces they're gonna have on the floor. How effective can you still have DeAndre Ayton on the floor? with Kevin Durant, taking away from touches as well. So we just got to see how that plays out. So more so, I feel like the Clippers has filled in some depth voids, and I just feel like they just would be more of a to make a deeper run.
All right, hold on. So now I just want to get this correct. Earlier in the season, Kevin Durant and Paul George, I said Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George were both in and out of the lineup, correct?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And the consensus was the team doesn't have the cohesiveness, so we don't know what kind of team this is, right?
Right.
Now, Kawhi Leonard has been back. Jalen, now you're one of his biggest fans. Just give me a number range of how many games now he's played consistently.
Like 20.
Okay, so now, so you're saying based off these 20 games now that you've seen them play, now you're secure that this team is you know what they're about.
You know what they're about. You need Kawhi Leonard because you got to remember Kawhi Leonard did not play a whole season, and from these 20 games, tell me now, have we not seen Kawhi Leonard get back into
I seen Kawhi Leonard play great. That's Kawhi Leonard. I'm not sold on the team because I've seen Kawhi Leonard, yes, play great, but I've
And
also
what
seen
about
the
the
team.
Clippers?
But I've also seen the team just recently just give up 367 points to the Sacramento Kings, even though the Kings are the best offensive rating team in the league. I understand that. But we all three know that's a lot of points to give up. So that is a little bit of a problem defensively. And then they just lost again. And in games to where they could have won. So coaching kind of matters. These adjustments that Tyloo could have, they were in positions to win both games and lost both games. So yes, Kawhi Leonard has been great since playing consistently. I can't take that away. Paul George, for the most part, has been great. Shit, Russell Westbrook is a better fit on this team. I still think there's question marks, and I think that's something we're going to see in the playoffs. And I'm not saying that the Phoenix Suns are just a done deal. I just said I want to see them play, but I'm talking about on paper. I'm talking about Kevin Durant. And I'm never too big on Kevin Durant. I think he's great, but we're talking about Kevin Durant added to a Phoenix Suns team that just went to the finals 2 years ago, and then last season had over 60 wins. So that's all I'm going off. But I wouldn't be. But if they were to match up and the Clippers beat the Suns, I wouldn't be like, oh my god, like surprised, because yes, the Clippers are a good team. But I'm just thinking about I'm Kevin Durant. Like I'm Kevin Durant.
I understand that goes a long way, but you really got to think about it. This like you said it yourself that the Clippers just lost. They just dropped these 2 games, both within overtime. That's what I'm saying. You have time to prepare for that within a 7-game series, though. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, you can lose these games, but what we're saying is during playoff time with Tyronn Lue has the adjustments, has the capability of looking back from the scratch, looking back at film, seeing where he went wrong as a coach. That's one thing that a lot of coaches
right. And what I'm saying is that I have not seen Ty Lue coach a team to the finals since 2016, and I seen Monty Williams just 2 years ago take a team to the finals, and last year have over 60 wins.
But they faced the
I
Clippers
need
in the
to
conference
speak.
finals.
Hmm?
They placed the Clippers in the conference finals, which is like, but Kawhi
And who won?
with his best player out though.
Yeah,
It's
I
not like Ty
understand,
Lue didn't lead,
Jalen.
like they were there. Like, you feel me?
I understand that, but someone still had to win, and someone had to. I'm not going to take credit away from Monty Williams because the other player had an injury. I'm just saying, what have I seen recently in totality from both teams? The Clippers just haven't been to the finals. They just haven't. Now I know there's been injuries and things of that happens to every team. I've seen one team do it the last 2 years, and one team has not done it ever. That's all I'm saying.
Fair enough. All right, so